gonna be the second semifinals that we jump into. Soar against Zero Marksman Black. And we're gonna guarantee who's going to get to the grand final spot here.
And starting things off, it is going to be Zero Marksman on the attack. And in talks, looking to be pushing up through tunnel here. Nobody actually contesting on the other side. So that is some fantastic ground being made. But there is a tripwire on the other way. So can't be too sneaky about it. As the rest of the map is just fighting for just a little bit of control. Just a crumb of control.
It's a map that it's so open, it's so big, and that is when you can see those guns being highlighted a little bit more. And I'm looking at the sheriff, I'm looking at Enjoy on that chamber with that weapon as well, trying to shine a little bit more. Ultimately, the Viper is going to get spotted, yeah, immediately, and the kills, the trades are going to come in.
Trill is still hiding in the back of sight, though, but peeking out. And we're walking through the wall. Trill is going to be going down, but a shock dart, the utility to be able to bounce back, putting this into a 2v3, though not all health is even out on the board, but two still from Soar having to be pushing out, try and just get any angle, find out any information with the wall going up and the recon bolt destroyed. Could be too much, but just enough for them to make a move.
A little bit does get one, but there is Intox gets the last two. The opportunity shot down immediately for the side of Soar. We're not able to come up on top on that pistol round, and it was pretty good. It was coming with a couple of trades, but unfortunately lacking a little bit more. And especially in the B side, it is so open. And when you're playing for the post scenario as a defense, you're pushing into corners that are so open. There's nowhere to hide. So you either get the pick or you're going to get taken down right away, as we saw happening. So Zero Marksman, good way to start this one, getting ahead already 1-0.
Of course, and looking to further increase this lead on their little bonus. I'm going to be putting their sights over on A, at least for the meantime. But Chemicals holding the back of sights, able to pop around the corner with that Marshall. Able to find ahead and be able to start this on the right track for Soar. But a trailblazer through the wall is going to be Chemicals' demise. At this point, the Marksman able to push out onto sight and is spray down through the wall nonetheless. Going to be putting Swords with only two left to try and make some sort of retake happen.
Oh yeah, but it's looking difficult. It's looking impossible now with a 2-0 for the side of Zero Marksman. In a pretty convincing way to rush into side, get that spike planted, and just hide behind the Viper wall that we were able to see. So of course, that is when the Vipers are able to shine a little bit more. We haven't been able to see it too much today because we haven't gone to a map like this one. It has been all Haven. It has all been those maps where the controller is usually looking at someone else, at another agent. So nice to see that change in pace. Nice to see the change of maps as well for those semifinals. As now those rifles are going to be available for Soar.
The longest solo dart in history. Just waiting, just watching, and Trill turning to be shooting that ever traveling dart is going to be shot right in the back, and that's definitely a way to push out onto sight. But Chemicals, keeping the angle down, will be able to push out the work, but if only for a second. With falling, the sight is fallen. At this point, it's just trying to get to a position that's safe for a plant.
In a 4v3, the attackers are going to be benefited, but only by those numbers. The kills are going to be necessary as there is about 50 seconds remaining. We spot the Cypher hiding on the other side, able to run away, but the kills try to connect. It is those angles very long that are so hard to connect. And with that, 3v2 changing the pace, changing the narrative there a little bit more. And Soar only have Stellar remaining. Great spotted and taken down by Enjoy.
Enjoy with the two headhunters following it up with the Spectre kill. Absolutely love the two chamber utility kills to come out of that. And with that round being won, that was Soar's buy-up hunter rifles. And now Zero Marksman, that is a nice little advantage for them. And for Soar, well, they're going to be scraping together the rest of the cash to try and put some sheriffs and marshals on the board.
The marshals can be good on this map. Again, it is a map that is incredibly open. You're always looking for those long-range duels to connect the kills. And that is when the marshal can shine a little bit more, especially when you're looking to save and to go into the save rounds like we see side of Soar doing. But like I said, still struggling to get anything going on the defense.
Spike down B.
Definitely. But Trill's gonna, not gonna struggle too much. That is gonna be a nice little marshal kill to things out, and a shock dart to finish off an already hurting stare at gonna be, paving a fantastic way for Soar going into this round, which they definitely had the lack of weaponry, and you couldn't tell it by how things are going. Another marshal kill coming out. Marshals doing so well over on Breeze, and it's going to be a 4v1 situation. Chemicals being able to pick up a gun off of a dead body to finish it off, and what a thrifty round coming out from Soar.
It was very good with the opening that we saw from the Viper. And the Marshals actually working out, which is really nice to see. Also, even predicting that this attacking team of Zero Marksmen was going B again. Because they did it twice in a row, 3 times in a row. So it was pretty much a bet where the side of Soul was able to come up successful and actually get their odds in their favor. So now Zero Marksman
You want to
still
play?
with the
Let's
lead.
play.
It's a 3-1 though, so anything can happen in this one.
Especially as the tour de force comes out. That's a kind of spooky chamber voice line, I'm not gonna lie. But it's gonna be Chemicals holding that close angle with the op that is gonna get the opening pick
Ooh,
going
timing.
into this round. But already, your marksman in the angles to try and tap back, but physics in the back of sight. Nice little 3-piece to put this into a, better situation. And now it's all down to Adrenaline. A 2v1 situation.
Should be good to plant though, so that is going to be beneficial. Now I want to see how far back is he able to go. That is a question that I have. Just hiding in pyramids, realizing that going back and taking another position might be also taking his life as well. His lineups as well, going to put a little bit of damage into the Sobok, but still alive, and that's all that matters for now.
Took a good way on the 50-50, not going to peek out on the side of pyramids where the two are pushing. But at this point, they both pushed out. Trill's going to be pushing into death. Stellar does get the defuse halfway, though, but popping around the other corner. Adrenaline able to be finishing that off. And what a clutch coming out from Adrenaline there. That was such a nice round.
That is absolutely massive. The decision making there for Adrenaline seemed to be on point. Just trying to get up some information, knowing that someone was going to be hiding behind that box, able to connect that kill right away into the Viper, and then going to the other side of the pyramids to guarantee that kill where the Cypher was not expecting it, was looking all the way up at where the recon bolt was, and so the kill was able to come in very, very clean. Now, a Bleed Storm from Chemicals to change things around.
Gonna be pushing up through this close angle. There's two a little further back, but it's going to be that trademark to call out that somebody was trying to be pushing up. Someone was trying to be a little bit sneaky, and that's going to be pushing the Blade Storm and Chemicals back, at least on that angle. A little bit of an updrift through mid, revealing nobody's pushing up a little bit too far. And now Soar has to wonder, where are Zero Marksmen pushing up?
This Viper for Zero Marksman, it is so aggressive. The Cypher moves a little bit and it might get taken down. It's just gotta be all about how Intox wants to play this. When opening the doors is of course going to reveal the location. Can even go on a longer flank here. Want to see what they're capable of doing very early on. No one has been taken down, and that information not quite there until now.
The door opens and the push comes out onto site. And with that, getting a little bit of control, gonna drop the Vipers. There is a Hunter's Fury to try and fire back. Just a little bit, but unable to quite make the impact. I didn't realize Intox didn't even want to be pushing out from this power angle. Instead, the Vipers pit right on stairs. Absolutely love that. With that, there's only 2 left. Try and push back out onto this site.
And You're gonna see the Trailblazer trying to get some information here with Civility
One enemy
to work
remaining.
with. Not really a lot, especially when you are the last Viper remaining. Trail able to get one, good for one, but that is going to be it for getting that one, cleaning it up as soon as possible for the side of Zero Marksman. Will get away in a 5-2-1, and it is starting to go more and more their way, of course, forcing into another eco round for this side of Soar. And even those ultimates, none of them are really going to guarantee kills. It was unfortunate what we saw for the side of Chemicals. Chemicals was using the Blade Storm, was trying to shoot from the distance, realized that it was not working out, and the gun that this player pulls out is a classic. And it is such a long range duel that you can't do anything with the classic, gets shot down, and with that, the duel is just lost.
Yeah, that's the classic is not the gun that you want to be taking a fight with on anything other than a pistol round over on this map. That is for sure. At this time around, there's not going to be a push up through tube, but instead just a full force ahead, try and get onto this site. As it pops through the walls, able to find one with the Guardian though, and despite the fact that Soar, their money is not that great, they're gonna bring this down to a 2v2, and they did this on their last save as well. The Marshals have fared them so well, and it's not gonna let up anytime soon. Both of the rounds that Soar has on the board have been thrifties.
2 thrifties, and it is so rare to see. The only rounds that you win are the thrifty ones, and with the Marshals. And of course, the Marshal, like I mentioned a little bit earlier, can be very, very nice to use in scenarios where you're looking at those long duels. But nonetheless, of course, you're relying a little bit more on those Vandals and connecting those kills. Even with the Blade Storm that I already highlighted, it didn't get the value the store was needing right there on that round that they lost. And this one, able to come up on top. So because of that, it's going to be a timeout coming in for the side of Zero Marksman. And recognizing that even though there's a lead, it is still very, very early stages.
Yeah, and they have the lead, but every time they force Soar onto a round where they have to save, force them on these Sheriffs and these Marshals, it's going to be Soar coming out on top. So that's definitely a weird place to be. You have the round advantage, but you have a team that's, you know, they can win some gunfights. They can clap back, and they're doing some dangerous things. You can't start underestimating them just because you have a 3-round difference.
Absolutely. And it is those timeouts that can also give a little bit more of confidence to any team here. But this time around is going to be, of course, Zero Marksman trying to get the sixth round as soon as possible. The timeout, trying to figure out what and how they're going to be playing on this attacking side. And it seems like A is going to be the site for them.
0 point to get a little bit of information. Aussie pushing up, gonna be able to grab that mean pick, and it's not gonna be the only one because it's the other end. And Soar doing a fantastic round. It was Zero Marksman's time out, but it's gonna be Soar coming out on top, at least for now in this round, is already Zero Marksman with only 2 to try and fight back.
The Chamber is going to be playing, making sure that no one's pushing mid, no one's going to push that window. And even though you have that clear, there's a lot that needs to be done before that. They're completely spread out in completely different parts of the map. Can't even get the spike for this Jet player. And that means that
Camera taken out.
there's going to be 2 members. Actually, he does get the spike just in time. The question is, where did they go, though? Because on B side, there's a Viper spit going on, and on A side, there's 2 players ready to get the kills.
Yeah, no part of the map really looks safe right now. Soar has absolutely full control, and
left.
even any attempt to try and be sneaky out onto B, there is a cipher right around the corner. But with less than 30 seconds on the clock, Zero Marksman have to make a move, and that's definitely a move. Popping around the corner, Stellar is taken out with that. They know that there's a Viper around somewhere. They know there's someone around on site, but this spike needs to go down just to extend this timer a little bit. They're able to put it down, though. Trill around the corner, trying to see where this information can be held. Soar trying to push back out onto site, and with that, they'll be able to be a successful push. At this point, there's There's still 4 of them alive. They just need to be pushing from all angles and they can take this round.
And there's so many angles, there's so many of those duels that for the defense of Soar they could have taken, and they were able to take and come up on top, which is very, very good for their economy, very good to get those rifles going, those vandals more than anything that are of course highlighted on this map over those phantoms because of the long range. But Zero Marksman, the fact that they were able to get their plan done is going to give them a little bit more money to at least buy the utility that they need. And I'm looking at the Viper on this team that was able to do some really nice use of utility early on. And this next one, we're mostly all playing very close into the B side.
Ooh, it's going to be the tour de force, but suppressed with a very nice AO knife. Russian going to be coming in clutch as well, giving out just that little bit of information. There's going to be an owl drone as well as a guiding light around the corner to try and push Trill back. Chemicals already holding that angle with the op though. Anybody wanting to be pushing through that, not going to be having a great time there, and it's going to be Stare with the updraft. And Chemicals isn't going to stop there. Isn't in train, but this time around, 2 is all you get. Marshall going to come out on top in that fight in the end, but the damage already done. Soar still 3 to be able to retake, push back out onto site, and already Zero Marksman back.
Down B.
They only have 1 left alive and not looking too healthy.
Not looking good at all, and will be taken down. This last Sky remaining for this team was able to take the lead towards the beginning, 3 rounds to 2, and almost looking like they were going to continue getting that lead, but now it got completely denied. They didn't have a lot of possibilities on that last round with the Cherries being bought. I'm looking at 2 operators, 1 on each side, and the one that has been getting a lot to look at was Chemicals with the 2 opening picks. And the last one, of course, couldn't do anything else. Towards the end, there was 2 members of the enemy team looking at him, but the operator and the hands of Jet, it just always works out so well for a team like this one.
But it's gonna be the Hunter's Furies coming out in physics with the 2 kills. Fantastic use of ultimate there, and that has got to hurt for Zero Marksman. Now, it looked like it was gonna be a little push up through A, but all of a sudden with 3 members left, gotta figure out what to do, especially with how far up people had pushed up. The confirmation there's someone there, but Soar can start pinching these last remaining members in.
No Viper then for this attacking team of Zero Marksman, so not even a wall that can be up can deny a little bit of those angles that the defense is trying to hold. That means that going in is going to turn into a very, very difficult task. Even having the Sova still alive, you gotta watch different angles. You don't know where the defense, especially having 5 members live, will be coming from. So 30 seconds remaining. It's gonna be going in.
0 point gonna call out that there's
30 seconds
one
left.
body around, just hiding around the corner, just on the other side, and with less than 30 seconds on the clock now, Zero Marksman, they have to be going for a move, and this map is so big, it can only be towards A at this point. At the time, I need to take away. There's only, well, actually, there's 3 on site. They're evenly matched at this point. They want to go for a move, but it might even not look like they want to. It might look like they're just going to be trying to save what they have in these impossible odds.
And Enjoy looking a little too high does get taken down on that chamber. That means that there were 2 members remaining for Zero Marksman, and you want to protect your operator at all costs. So 5v5, 5-2-5, excuse me, that we have right now, where Soar has been making a slow change in momentum, a change in pace. That is looking so nice. I mean, one of their players, they're about to be maxed out.
Yeah, definitely. And, like, not even just looking at the money, but looking on the kills. Physics. I know we were talking about chemicals and the opping, but physics has been absolutely amazing so far. Not to even mention the 2 Hunter's Fury kills that just happened. Insane. And, I mean, the reason why these teams have been evenly matched so far in this game, and I'm sure in the whole set. But going into this, just trying to get a little bit of information. There hasn't really been too much for mid so far, and I mean, for Zero Marksman, should have started going mid a little sooner. That's going to be an op pick in favor of Stare, and that's a great way to get this started.
No one else watching mid in the meantime for the defensive team of Soar. So it's a really good opportunity to continue having control of this area with the operator and even with the utility that we see potentially being used from the Sova. Slowly but surely and from different sites, from different angles. Going to be immediately going in. Oh, this actually locates a little bit of the aggression that was going to come in for the Jet that immediately dashes out.
Wow, missed shots across the board, and now just a little bit of a standoff physics in between two players. And for Soar, it's actually only two people left in the round to try and defend it off. Physics finally put out, and it's only going to be down to Trill in a 4v1. But looking at the health on the board, there's only one at full health, so this could go sideways real fast if Trill can just start finding a couple of these injured members.
But everyone is going to be hiding, of course, behind those corners. They don't want to take extra damage, and the guiding light is going to locate Trill. Going to be watching the angles here. Makes it look easy with that operator. Another pick. And taking down Soar, shutting down the slow momentum that they were building round after round, and guaranteeing that for the side of Zero Marksman, they will not be at a disadvantage. Not really a guarantee of controlling or denying space.
Missed shot from Stare and from Chemical is going to put the Jets at a little bit of a standstill over on mid, as it's going to be spread out across the rest of the map. There is a Viper's Cloud to make sure that these two could be sneaking up undetected. But beyond that, if they want to go any further, there is a tripwire in their way.
We've seen a lot of hesitation for players today. After they see the tripwire, you don't want to risk it. You know you don't want to reveal the information for the rest of the team. And it continues to happen, not only with the Cypher, but with that Soba. The drone was trying to get anyone, trying to catch anyone kind of off guard. But of course, the opportunity gets denied. The spike is on the floor. It's not moving for now. And the attacking team for Zero Marksman Black. You need one more to take the advantage. You need one more to get to that 7-5 that can be so beneficial in a map like this one.
Ooh, at this point,
30 seconds
as there's
left.
30 seconds left on the clock, looking to push towards A. There is Chemicals holding that angle. The op, but already so low on health, will be going down, as well as everybody else on site. As this push comes out, and as fast as the push came out, it's only down to Bossy now to try and even this out under everything that he's got. But at this point, the Trailblazer and the concussion is going to push him back, and that's where he's going to fall.
Switching sides.
Is going to fall, and the side of Zero Marksman is going to rise in a 7-5 going into the second half. Going back to those pistols, going back to those ghosts to try to guarantee something. And I really like something about this map, that we're more likely to see the ghosts being bought than any other map, because again, you're going to take those long range duels. The classic sometimes is lacking a little bit more in that department to connect those kills and to get those headshots going. So ghosts are always nice to see. That means that it is a little bit of a bigger investment for both of the teams, but at least they're making it even for the second half.
I appreciate the dedication from the Jets on both ends, both going for the Sheriff. Not just one Jet, but both going for the ultimate duel. Going into this next pistol round. And to start things out, it's going to be an Owl drone towards A. Start getting this little bit of information. Enjoy, though, the Headhunter missing those shots as everyone starts pushing out onto site. Who will be taking down, though? Enjoy, classic in hand. Still with life, though. Hop around the corner to try and make up for past wrongs. Teammate got his back, though. At least for now. It's all of a sudden going to be in a 2v2 scenario, and Chemicals, the last one on site, going to be falling to some Chemicals as well. And with that, Zero Marksman will take this pistol round.
And the Sheriff's in action, but only really benefiting this side of Zero Marksman. It is definitely concerning for this side of Soar. They needed that one to make it even, to at least push us to a 7-7. But the good thing about this team is that they have somehow won a lot of the save rounds only with the Marshall. They're going to be buying those Marshalls again. They will be kind of forcing here to get something going early on, including that information that Dark, it seems like it's not going to reveal anyone just yet.
Chemical trying to put in some work, doing some damage, but unable to quite secure one of the kills that you know that he's looking for. Gonna be backing up from that power window position. And he's caused enough trouble over there. The rest of the team's actually out towards A. The Viper Ball has come down. Only 2 from Zero Marksman on the back of site. The rest of them had gone over to B to try and deal with the troublesome Jet. Now being able to push out onto site, they're trying to push through, try and get control. But the Headhunter, it's going to connect this time around.
And it's good, because I was getting worried for Enjoy, but it's good to connect at least 1 kill. Going to give a little bit more to work with in this 3v3, the Cypher, for this attacking team of Soar. Not a lot of HP to work with. They can get very, very difficult, but these Marshalls can do something great. It's a good positioning Soar is taking, though, but Stellar gets taken down Chemicals with him. And the opportunities for Soar in the second. Get another thirst. We also get denied. Looks at a single pixel, it seems like, for Steer. Able to get that pick.
There was basically nothing there. Aussie able to find it anyways. Absolutely insane, but pushing out a little too far. Nobody was gonna dare peek their head around the pillars after what had just happened to their friend there. With that, Aussie being forced to push out will go down. And now, Zero Marksman have 9 on the board. A nice 4 little lead from Soar, but Soar should be able to start getting some weapons this round.
But they can't even do that, right? And for the most part, they can't even do that, and they want to have a very even economy for everyone in the team. So that means that it's going to be the Sheriffs, it's going to be a single Spectre, a Marshall for what it seems like, and that is so difficult to make work. They decided to buy a little bit extra than they had to on the last round. Now they're paying for it.
They are, but what has happened with Marshalls on these maps? Like, that's definitely nothing to shake a stick at, for sure. But this time around, Soar gonna be pushing their luck and be pushing up mid to try and gain some round. But a nice little Sheriff shot over from B is gonna put Zero Marksman in an advantage already, as now Soar's just gonna be playing a little slower, playing these angles, waiting to see if anybody's gonna start pushing up as Stellar pushes out onto A site.
And Enjoy was being looked at from 2 different angles, cannot get away with his life. Unfortunately, this chamber will be taken down. That pushes into a 4v4. The Dart is going to reveal, the Trill is going to be there. Basket 1 almost makes it work out, actually.
Insane, and into this round, Zero Marksman able to take 2 down. Considering the buys on the board, that's not too bad at all. But that was a fantastic kill, blinded by the guiding light over Intubes. You can't be too mad with that one.
Yeah, could have gotten the other one as well, but like you said, the guiding light was just so good coming in time and making sure that at least the trade was going to happen. That is why we oftentimes see players playing with, you know, at least one of their friends, at least 2 of them playing together to make sure that things like that don't happen and don't affect the team too much. Nonetheless, though, that was only 1 round for Soar, and Zero Marksman, they're still ahead by 3.
They are, but you never know after a side switch just how things can switch up. Going into this one, Amber being forced out with the rendezvous and a push out onto site from Soar. Gonna go well in their favor, at least for now, as who will be going down before Enjoy is able to finally trade it out, allowing way for the spike to be planted and these post-plant positions to be start setting up. A nice little op shot, though, will start evening it out. And there is a Blade Storm at disposal as well. All you have to do is find out where the last couple are, and I think they have a little bit of an idea.
Oh yeah, they definitely do, but Steer is gonna get the kill with the Operator. Still is going to be the Blade Storm available. The last member remaining, and Steer cannot make it happen into a 1v2 that turns into 2 members alive for the set of Soar. getting away with that round, and it's looking a lot like the first half, where Zero Marksman was getting ahead and ahead, and then Soar out of nowhere it came to play and shot that opportunity down, made it a little bit more even. And for the first time in the second half, we see Zero Marksman find the sheriffs again, going to a save round, but not a lot to work with, and Soar on the other side with everything to work with.
Except for Trill. But we won't talk about that. Light armor, but it's okay. We've all been there. Heading into this one, it's going to be an old drone to get that little information. Wait, except just a little bit. Pokes around trying to find one at the headhunter, but it's not going to be working out this time. Utility to try and push anyone back. The rest of the team is going to go. Bossy's going to stay around, just waiting for a little bit of a lurk.
The numbers advantage is going to benefit the side of Soar once again. This is what happened in the first half. Seems they continue to do it, but the kills are going to even out. And one gets the other. But that is going to be a 4v4 where Zero Marksman and their Jet is taking quite a lot of damage. Luckily, you have a Sky right there to help you out.
One of the joys of Sky, unless they're on the other team, in which case it's not so fun. But with the spike going down, it is going to be an even 4v4. Chemicals pushes down Among Us. Not able to quite get a kill, though. Instead, the rest of the team chasing him down. But that is a distraction, and it is wasting a little bit of time as the remaining 3 members are split up over on site, just holding these angles, waiting for anyone to push out. And at this point, there's not going to be any time.
The time is going to run out, and the opportunity for the defense to get anything going, especially as those kills are connecting. Goes to Zero. The spike is going to get off, is going to get detonated. At least, you know, they were able to keep the operator, but we've seen a lot of back and forth, and it's really nice. This is the semifinals. It is Soar against Zero Marksman Black, and we see the stakes, we see the tension that every player has, pushing us to being even every single time.
Yeah, definitely. We see on the board just the little runs that each team is making, grabbing 4 rounds, dropping 4, and this is Soar's time to start taking that little bit of lead, try and take their 4th round in a row to be tying this up. I love this angle with the rendezvous, and is able to grab 2 kills out of the gate. What a power angle that is. Finally backing up, and the rest of the team also holding the angles. It's already left only 1 left alive,
Last
and it's
player
Chemicals.
standing.
Hop in hand. Be a tricky one. Have to try and see if you can get any information where people are, but with no spike and 3 still guarding it, it's going to be a difficult one. They don't have to peek this for any reason.
Zero Marksman, they're just watching from every angle possible, it seems like, on that B side. And getting that spike, like you said, it's very, very difficult task. You have to isolate those duels, take them one by one to have a chance here. And even then, you might be running out of time by the time that's over. Only 40 seconds remaining. And Zero Marksman finally seems to be getting their momentum back.
And I just want to go back to the beginning of the round, the rendezvous on
30
top of the
seconds
pillar,
left.
and just being able to
so
take the
nice.
high ground into that duel. That is the stuff that I love to see with Chamber. You can see the team running out onto site and just the impact that Enjoy had in that. And I feel like as Chamber gets played more and more, a lot more of little things like that will start to really get explored with this kit.
Of course, and you're
10
able to
seconds left.
play aggressive in a way that in some scenarios only a Jet can do. So it goes back to even seeing the Chamber being able to get that kill, being on top, but knowing that the rendezvous was available if needed to go back to safety. Very similar to what the Jet Dash is able to do, even though it's at a different level. I even feel like the rendezvous might be a safer alternative for players that like to play aggressive, like to play with the operator to guarantee one pick, then go back immediately. And it's really showing. I mean, we had questions about how much value you can get out of Chamber, but Enjoy. Yeah, 16 kills, top fragging for the team.
Yeah, it might be a little safer sometimes, but definitely the fact that you have to set everything up definitely has its limits. But it's fun to see players and how they play around with it, that's for sure. But now, with that last round being lost, Zero Marksmen are now in the lead again by 2. And heading into this, ooh, that jump peak went out pretty far, but it's still not gonna result in a kill, at least for now. But Soar, they're pushing quite far up mid.
And the drone didn't catch Bossy. Well, now he did because the flash drive is going to reveal their location. Trying to connect the kill, though, still makes it work.
Fantastic little pop flash over the box. And that is a nice little opening pick going forward into this. The rest of the team, though, is going to be playing out towards A in the Viper wall, going up safely, try and push out onto site. And at this point, too, Bossy's still causing issues in the mid. No lurk allowed. Nobody allowed to be pushing out from the other site. Only 2 from Zero Marksman try and push back out. And Sarah's trying to hold it down with an op.
Definitely can do it. Already got 2 picks. Can make it a little bit more. We'll be picking up this Phantom as well, just in case it's going to be needed. And Joe is going to be there, at least to make a trade going on. 3 kills going on for Steer, but it's not going to be enough because Bossy is online. We saw from the beginning the way that he was playing, hiding, doesn't get caught mid, and then with that they had all the advantage. You continue taking control, getting that early pick, and everyone lost track of where this chamber was.
Yeah, and with that, that's going to put it within 1 going into this round. And I feel like last time, too, the big difference maker was just that push up through mid. Being able to gain that control, hold that down while the team executed onto a site. I feel like a little bit more of that is kind of what the momentum needs to be for Soar to try and even this up and try and take this game out. Or that's a way to do it as well. Blazor coming out, connecting with Stare to take down a little bit what's on site. And then pop around the corner. A right click is even going to further that. The Viper's Pit, though, is going to make this a difficult retake as there's only 1 left alive. It is Enjoy. It is with the Tour de Force. But 3v1 with...
Ooh, they could have connected.
Could have connected.
Oh,
I'm gonna say with essentially an op, but the last shot ran out, and regardless, Physics, who's been having an amazing game, pops around the corner and takes him out nonetheless.
It's a good way to start it, and the aggression, it is what I love to see from the side of Soar. This Jet was able to go in with the Bladestorm and get the opening pick, then they used the Recon Bolt, figuring out that the Viper was going to be behind the Pyramid. It also able to connect that one, just going in immediately, and that way they just had control of side. Soar was taking control of every single scenario and continuing to rotate those ultimates pretty nicely. But now on the other side, you're gonna be seeing the Blitzer coming in. Oh,
well, that is a way to be making an impact on the save, that's for sure. Bladestorm followed up with a trail of pistols, and it's gonna be working out well so far. Zero Marksman able to take 2 individuals down right out of the gate. They're still, you know, not the greatest weapons, but that's definitely a stand to take.
absolutely, and anything can work for those teams. Trying to get to 11 rounds is a 10-10. It couldn't be closer towards the end of the second half, but getting ahead right now is going to be crucial with whatever economy you have going on in a 3v4. Soar doesn't really have all the numbers to work with.
Ooh, but they do have this map control. Chemicals to nest, get that control. Enjoy around the corner, but doesn't connect the shot. Could be taking some heavy damage instead. Marksman Black doing a fantastic job so far this round. As the plant comes down, trying to throw down a little bit of utility to slow it to no avail, but Adrenaline will definitely fire that up with the Hunter's Fury to get a kill, that's for sure. And there you go, a push out onto site, numbers advantage. Zero Marksman grabbing this round, and what a fashion to do it in.
The lineup with the snake bite made the plant take a little bit of damage, put them in an uncomfortable position to go to safety, and then the Hunter's Fury just completed exactly what they needed to get the last couple kills, get a little bit more space into sight, as if the side of your marksman already didn't have enough. But of course, they're hungry to get the last 2 rounds, and it's going to be a deciding round for this one, forcing everything that they have on the side of Soar, even having to get a Spectre because there's nothing else to work with.
That's so dangerous because all of a sudden, if they don't win this, it's gonna be on the worst weapons or match point, but everything on the line. And to really show it, the Null Command comes out, being taken out though, and not having any chance to be coming back. That though,
Ooh, physics.
wow. I didn't have time to register that. Physics, what? The 2 kills. Put this now to a 4v1. The buy-up has worked so well, and now it's just Adrenaline trying to push out onto a site, and Bossy's not going to let that have any chance.
That was so clean from Physic, and this has been the highlight for this team. It's an absolute massive highlight too when making Soar matching those scores. It's 11-11 right now. And last time that we saw a score that was this close, it ended up going 13-11. But one thing to take into account is that these 2 teams on their first map that they had the chance to play, it ended up going to overtime at 12-14 to guarantee that Zero Marksman Black was going to take the victory. No one wants to go to that overtime, but that might be a good way to start it off for Soar. Taking down Stair, one jet against the other. Even after taking a little bit of damage, you're able to stay alive.
Wow, that's a duel for the ages, that's for sure. And it's gonna be Jet for Soar coming out on top. Round though, so close to making it to match point. These teams have been so evenly matched throughout this, and so far a push out onto A going so well. As soon as the round starts, it's going to end. Physic with the last 2 kills, and Soar are going to be on match point.
It is now or never for Soar. 12 rounds to 11. We're either going to see a 13-11 or it's going to be that overtime. There's no space for anything else. And Zero Marksman, you have to be a little bit scared. The economy not looking their best, just kind of buying anything that they can. It's going to be those marshals. It's going to be those light shields and that utility that is just trying to get something going. It's not quite there for them.
Oh, but whatever you can get going, it's better than nothing. That is for sure. As both teams just playing it a little bit slower, trying to see if anyone's going to play a little bit too aggressive. Op angle is going to be held over in the mid as a slow little walk to try and see if anyone is peeking for an A. There is 2 over on B. So hiding in the back of sight, but it's like a little game of cat and mouse right now.
That information, this is the round where it becomes the most crucial to go in. Locate that the Cypher was going in, but the kills with there are not really connecting. Or even on the other side.
So many shots when it comes down to it. A lot of noise made over on B though. But Sword's gonna be running over to A. But already, the marksman, they still had 2 over on site. They didn't rotate out, and that kill is going to allow these Seekers to come out, give out this information. Trill's going to be finding that headshot wallbang nonetheless, though. This is going to be a fantastic fire back. The Soar now have 20 seconds to try and get this spike in control. It's right by the doors. It's being held down. 1v1 situation. No one knows where the last one is. Neither is the healthiest, but he's able to pop the shot through the door anyways. And with that Soar to take down Zero Marksman Black to go on to the finals.